Hello and welcome to FPL Daddy. The double game week is here, and I'm sure all of you are excited. There are also a lot of questions as far as your triple captaincy or bench boost are concerned. We'll get to that in a minute. I would also like to tell you that I have taken a huge punt in this double game week, and I'll reveal that as the video passes by. Let's review Game Week 25 before we head to the team selection of Game Week 25. So, Game Week 25 I think was okay for me, but I had made an absolute amateur error in not making any changes. I had forgotten the deadline, but thankfully I had three United players and I had already locked my captain, so that did save me from more embarrassment. I had planned to remove KDB and Maguire for Weltman and Bruno, but let's face the reality, and I think I just got to take it on my chin and move on. One positive from this, I mean, I guess that's the only way to look at it, is that I have two free transfers for the double game week. So let's head straight to the transfers for the double game week. So if you look here, I've actually already made my transfers. The prices of all the players was going up. There's no COVID risk anymore, so I see no reason why you can't make your changes yet. So starting with my defense, I have De Gea in goal. I have Trent, Ben White, Tierney, and Cancelo at the back. I've always had these four defenders. I didn't really transfer in any of these players. Coming to my midfield, this is where I have actually taken the biggest punt. So a lot of players have gone for Robertson as their third Liverpool player, but I've actually gone for Mane. There are three reasons to that. Number one, Simicas is a great option at left back to Robertson. There's not really an option at right back. So the one issue is that his minutes could be limited. That's number one. Number two, if you actually look here, Son is in the same price bracket as Mane, but Son faces City and Burnley, if I'm not wrong. And I don't think those fixtures are easy at all. Let me just show that to you in a moment. City, we know, is an absolute solid tank at the back. For all you know, Spurs might not even score. And coming to the Burnley's defense, Burnley was at the bottom of the table for the longest time, but they have largely improved. Look at this. Just one goal against Liverpool, one against United. They had a clean sheet away at Arsenal, clean sheet against Watford. They literally let in only two goals in the last four game weeks. So that's one of the reasons. That's also one of the reasons why I've actually favored Mane in place of Son. So, and to top it all, Diego Jota is injured and definitely out for 2 weeks. So that makes it even more fruitful if Mane actually starts both games. So I agree that it's still a little risky, but the differential percentage is huge, and if he comes off, that'll really push my rank up. Coming to my midfield, apart from them, I have Jared Bowen. He seems to be the best player of the season after Mohamed Salah. If not for Salah's world class form, I think Jared Bowen would already be announced the player of the season. He's had terrific numbers, and even if he has a single game week, there is no way any manager is going to put him on the bench. Coming to my attack, I agree Edward is not the greatest here, and the fixtures don't favor him either. But I had already had him in my team, and that I'm not really going to remove a player with a double game week. Let's be honest. The other changes I made was actually removing Cristiano Ronaldo and DCL in favor of Lacazette and Jimenez. Lacazette again is a must-have. He's the captain of the Arsenal team. Wolves and Liverpool. I mean, Arsenal and Liverpool have great double game week fixtures, so you must have three players from both the teams. I agree that a lot of you will say that having a Wolves defender is better than a striker, but I think Jimenez is in good form. He's on penalties. He scored two goals in the last three games. I mean, one was against Spurs. So I don't think it's a bad option, especially when you think of Dominic Calvert-Lewin as my previous striker. Leicester have been very leaky at home, and if there's anybody from Wolves who will score, it's going to be Jimenez. So that was my thinking behind selecting Jimenez. So I'm absolutely ready for game week 26. I did consider getting Tarkowski in place of Cancelo because they have back-to-back double game weeks. But I think I'm going to play the free hit, and I really want to target some games such as Southampton, Norwich, or say Leeds and Spurs, United, Watford. I probably want to go all out here. So that's the reason I've uh, I've actually not gotten a Burnley player here. But if I was not going to play the free hit, I'd have probably got somebody like a Cornet or Tarkovsky. So if you want to actually select players from the double game week teams, let me help you in that. Let's start with Burnley. So I know Weghorst makes a great option, but we don't really sure if he'll start both games. He just had a knock, so I wouldn't really suggest starting Weghorst. But I would definitely suggest on selecting a Burnley defense and look no further than James Tarkowski, because the other defenders we're not really sure of who'll play when. So Tarkowski is absolutely nailed on, and Nick Pope is absolutely nailed on too. He's done well once he's come back. You can see that he's literally got points for saves too. So I think that Nick Pope can also be a great option as a keeper. So I think Watford is another. Actually, let's just go alphabetically. So Crystal Palace again have a great. They have two games in this game week, but again, I don't think there's anybody worth selecting here because they have really tough fixtures in Chelsea and Watford, and I would honestly avoid a Crystal Palace player even if I'm on a free hit. A lot of managers are considering Zaha, but I would rather go for a single game week player in a Jared Bowen than selecting somebody like a Zaha. So let's go to the next team. Liverpool and Arsenal. We just discussed the three players which should be from Arsenal. In my opinion, are Tierney, White, and Lacazette, or even Ramsdale. Basically, you should double up on an Arsenal defense. They're really good at the back. But if you don't have money for somebody in the forward position, you can absolutely select Saka too. So don't look beyond Saka and Lacazette because we're not really sure of their minutes. So those will be my picks from Arsenal. From I think another from Spurs again, they face City and Burnley. So and City just Spurs just lost. So, I'm not sure which team. Burnley, if I'm not wrong. Wolves, sorry. So I'm not really going to trust Spurs players here. So double up, triple up on Liverpool and Arsenal assets, and select Wolves assets if you want another team from a double game week. Again, Wolves is really good at the back. They are the second best defense in the league after Arsenal. And the players you must think of are Connor Cody or Killman. Both of them have almost played, I think, every minute. Yeah, you can just see he's just missed 4 minutes. So Connor Cody is the captain. He's nailed on. Same is the case with Killman. They both start every single game. So if you actually want a Wolves defender, Killman and Cody should be your most favored defenders here. As far as the attack is concerned, I don't really trust anybody from their midfield. Dendonker did have a great haul last game week, but look at that. If you just take out the last game week, he's literally had one assist all season. So you can't really trust the midfielders. But yes, Jimenez does make a good case. He's the most attack-minded player in Wolves. He's also on penalties. So that's the reason I even selected him. So here we are, all gunned up for game week 26. And if you have any questions or if you want any help in your team selections, please write into me on Twitter or Instagram. The handle is FPL Daddy. And if you like my content, I would honestly be grateful if you share and subscribe to this channel. Once again, thank you so much for listening to FPL Daddy.